Hi everyone, this is Casper the Boy Diviner here today, and I wanted to show you a quick first impressions video of the stunning tarot by Jonasa Jaus or Jonasa Jaus. I have a feeling it's Jonasa Jaus, but you know, the artist never really pronounced the name in any kind of media, so I really am not sure. I just wanted to show you this beautiful deck. This deck, I think it's out of print already. Once she released it, you know, in the next 2 or 3 days, she finished selling it. And I thought I would just like to show you guys. I've already taken a look at the deck. I already cleansed it and consecrated the deck so I can use it freely now. But before I used it, I wanted to show you guys in the order that it came. Okay, it comes in a simple tuck box. Nothing special about this tuck box apart from the fact that there is space to easily put in the card. Some tuck boxes are so, you know, so tight. It's pretty hard to use. Also, just to quickly show you guys, this deck wasn't cut very well. There were a lot of chewed up corners, and you can see from the back how it's chewed up. You can see that they probably used some sort of cutting device that wasn't sharp enough, and it pulled the card back. So honestly, the card stock and the cutting of the cards were a little disappointing. The cards are definitely not the same size. I think you can tell some cards are taller than the others. Even if you press it down, some cards definitely still stick out. You can tell. But apart from that, the art itself is beautiful. If anyone could help her more with the logistic side of things, but I'm still very happy with what I bought. I don't think it's expensive. That it was just expensive because of shipping from Spain. But look at the box. From here you can sort of tell what the kind of theme of this deck is. So let's dive in. The Magician. You can see traditionally some sort of alchemist, and it's a lady. She has a lot of things on her table. I'm not sure what tradition this is. I don't think there's any particular tradition this deck. I wanted to quickly show you the back as well. I don't think there's any sort of tradition. I don't see any Thoth. It could be Thoth, but I know it's definitely not RWS deck. Okay, I'll show you a quick tarot size card. This is from the Buddha Tarot. You can compare. It's a bit wider than the normal tarot cards. Okay, let's dive in again. Let's continue. The High Priestess, just red and white. I love her handwriting here. I think she handwrote every single one. Okay, it might not be. It looks kind of like a font, but a font that maybe she created herself. The Empress with just a snake. She's formless, so maybe like infinite potential, infinite possibilities. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a bit of a difference in the card stock sometimes. Like I feel like the Magician has a more matte card stock for some reason. Just wanted to point that out to anyone watching this video just in case. The Emperor is just a hawk. There's no little white book that comes with this deck, so it's hard to really tell maybe her intentions with some of these cards. But I really like the cards still, and I'm just thinking about how I can best work with it. The Hierophant, a little bottle with a cross. I do need to do some research into what these little bottles are. At this point in time, it does look like some sort of urn to hold ashes. The Lovers. Between an unseen creature and a dryad, possibly. This makes me think of a dryad. Beautiful. The Chariot. 2 horses running apart from each other. Justice. This makes me think this might be a Thoth deck, but they don't use any of the Thoth names, if you see later on. And she made the curious choice of adding the in front, so the Justice, making it feel like more of an external kind of force rather than just justice, a sort of what's it called, more of an overarching kind of feeling. No, this is the Justice. She's personifying justice here, which is an owl with scales. In the scales you can see eyes, so they sort of mirror. The Hermit. This has more of a self-love, self-care kind of feeling compared to the old Hermit. This makes me feel like this is me walking into the distance. I love the footprints. Wheel of Fortune. I'm not sure what's up with the spelling, but this is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's so interesting. You can see a fetus here, and I thought this was like the umbilical cord when I first saw it. you can see it's opening up of a possible life. So it goes up and down. You can see this wilting flower and this one just blooming. But her being upside down might also signify, the ups and downs. Strength, beautiful card. This, I believe this could be a sphinx. Could be a combination of a lion, a woman, and wings. So instead of, just taming your inner beast, be one with your inner beast in that sort of sense. The Hanged Man, I love this card. So interesting to have the Hanged Man as some sort of hive or cocoon. Cocoon above, just waiting to erupt. But you have to not forget to burst out of there. Death with no signifier, so it's no writing. So it's similar to how the Marseille do it. The Marseille decks, they just have the number and no moniker for it. Again, the personification of some sort of virtue, the Temperance. Two similar angels pouring some sort of liquid from cup to cup. They look like the same image, just mirrored, which is also interesting. So what does temperance mean, Does it mean to understand the duality within yourself? And sometimes the duality can be almost the same. The Devil. This is similar to the background here. And I don't really know what else to say about this card. I don't really know what it's trying to tell me. So if I think this deck is best read intuitively. So if I do see the Devil, I feel like there's some malevolent forces or something against you, rather than something that traps you. The Tower, beautiful. I love the fiery lightning bolt at the back. The tower is still intact though, but it's a really strange structure. This is why I really hope she comes up with some sort of writing, or on her Instagram, maybe explaining each image as she goes along. The Star, beautiful, just one star in a very strange plane, all red and purple. The Moon, a reflection. You can see in the eye, there's maybe one tear right at the edge. The Sun, two hands joined together, forming a sunflower that radiates light. So this gives me more of a lover's vibe also. I mean, arguably this could be, the same person holding their own hand. The Judgment, not just judgment, just one single eye staring out. The World, a person, a woman in a fetal position, and then with the four elements around her. And then, would this be a cosmic egg? Is that what people call a cosmic egg? I'm not sure. And finally, the Fool. So she puts the Fool at the end. I don't know if there's a reason for it. There's no number with the Fool as well. The Fool here is a bit different from all the other Fools. There's a lot of quiet energy here. She might be missing a hand, I'm not sure. She's looking at her own reflection that doesn't really seem to exist. Yeah, this is more of a contemplative Fool than I'm used to. And then we start with the Pentacle suit. The Pentacle suit is not my favorite suit in this deck. It's Egyptian based and it's primarily in yellow. I think it's just because a lot of the Pentacle suit feel a bit static. But I'll do like this, the Ace of Pentacles is like the sun energy personified again here. The Two of Pentacles, some sort of balance. Her hands shaped in like hieroglyphics. The Three of Pentacles, can you tell, like, this is why I might feel like it's a bit static, people standing around. This is more of a teamwork kind of aspect. I'm not sure if she's bringing that out here. I don't know if there's another meaning that she's intending. So I'm going to try to read this as intuitively as possible, this deck, because I don't think she followed the RWS or the Thoth. You don't see the Aeon or art in the majors. Four of Pentacles, which is like selfishness. I'm not sure if this is Horus. I have to do some further research. The Five of Pentacles. I don't know if there's any snake goddesses in the Egyptian pantheon. This makes me think of Medusa. But beautiful, this art is beautiful. This makes me also remember about the Empress card. So there's an echo of the Empress card here, but maybe when she's, you know, just trying to keep all of that creation energy within and it comes out unhealthily, maybe. The Six of Pentacles. Pretty static again. This usually, typically in the RWS means, you know, the exchange. I see the cobra at the forehead, so maybe I need to do more research on my own to understand this better. The Seven of Pentacles, just waiting. Is this Isis? I don't know. Again, if anyone knows enough about the Egyptian pantheon and have watched to this part, please comment. I want to know. Eight of Pentacles, which is traditionally about working hard, you know, diving into your skills. But beautiful double-headed snake. Nine of Pentacles, Anubis, and there are two of them. I like this image, I really do. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to mean that Nine of Pentacles feeling, you know, the woman alone. So I need to do some research maybe about Anubis. But right now I do feel like Anubis has to do with the underworld. So there's some sort of a communicator, some sort of psycho-pumped energy here. And Ten of Pentacles, I believe this is Sekhmet. But again, I'm not sure. Page of Pentacles, I think this is Ibis. I'm very surprised by my own knowledge of the Egyptian pantheon now, to be honest. I believe this is Ibis, and he's some sort of the god of the underworld. I'm really not sure again, but this is the feeling I'm getting from looking at this card. Maybe I'm accessing past knowledge, but I believe this is Ibis. Let me know if I'm wrong. I might correct myself, you know, in a few days after doing some research. But this is the first impression of my deck here. I'm just looking at this, and I feel like you know, there's some sort of starting that underworld journey here. And then here's the sarcophagus. So for him, for Jonasa Jaus, she puts the PH first, then king, queen, and then warrior. She doesn't use the term knights. King of Pentacles, the sarcophagus, maybe one of the pharaohs that have passed. This has very strong Cleopatra energy. I love the background. I love that luscious black and white as well. Very high priestess feeling. Yeah, I really like this card. And then the Warrior of Pentacles. But overall, the Pentacle suit feels a bit static, and I guess maybe that's the nature of the Pentacles. Very heavy and very non-moving. So it could be just that. Okay, this is my favorite suit, the Wand suit. This is the most witchy suit. This is the reason why I bought the deck. Okay, the Ace of Wands. I can feel that kind of Gandalf energy, you know, slamming that stuff into the ground. Two of Wands, you know, alone in the woods, just casually raising two wands. And then Three of Wands, you know, some sort of ritual dancing. I forgot what this is called, but I really like this imagery of the you know, the new moon, the full moon, and then the waning moon. This is very Three of Cups feeling, even though it's a Three of Wands. Maybe they are trying to access some sort of a realm. The Four of Wands, I love this one. She's nursing a demon baby. She's a demon herself. So I guess there's some sort of stability here. Five of Wands, I love this card. This card is gorgeous. Five of Wands is time to, you know, summon some spirits and have some spirit communication or something. Six of Wands, I love this. This reminds me of, you know, saging an area, really cleansing the area. So you see, looking at these images, they don't give me that same RWS feeling where Six of Wands is really that victory. Maybe there's some sort of victory here, you know, she's doing an exorcism, she's cleansing the area, purifying it and resetting it. So maybe I'll see this card more of that kind of reset. Seven of Wands, this is a very Seven of Cups feeling also. But it's just very interesting that the central figure here is a goat, like the typical devil, but everything around him is like in smoke. So there's sort of illusion kind of feeling. So I guess this sometimes can also, when I looking at this now, I feel like it may be offerings. When you offer incense to some sort of spirit, this is how they kind of get their offering. Eight of Wands, I love this imagery. This is very Rider-Waite-Smith. This is the speed, this is the movement, but instead of moving down like we always, when I look at the RWS looking at it moving down, this is moving upwards. She's flying up. she's going against the grain, you know, which is more of a 7 of Wands kind of feeling. 9 of Wands. I don't know what this is. I love the imagery also, but I really don't know what this is. When I first saw this, I thought about live burials, or you know, when someone is trying to attack a witch in the olden days, where they try to burn her, but she's somehow surviving and unburnable. I love the crown, her crown where a raven is. The 10 of Wands, the typical black cat, the kind of burden, the burden of knowing the future, the burden of knowing something is going to happen, the burden of prophecy or intuition. The Page of Wands, very like this reminds me of like Red Riding Hood, but she's clearly older than Red Riding Hood, so it could be like an older version of Red Riding Hood who has been scarred by how she lost her grandma, you know, and being trapped in a wolf's stomach. The King of Wands, love this so much. I love that, you know, he has the sort of Hierophant, but twisted, because Hierophants usually have their hands like this. This one is like, you know, like that. So it's a bit of a twist on the Hierophant kind of energy. The Queen of Wands, I love her. Again, this is like Red Riding Hood in a prime, I would say. Ready to do some pagan shit. The Warrior of Wands. Ready to fight. Okay. Next suit, the Cups. I like the Cup suit as well. The Cup suit is you can tell that the rest of the cards are not really separated by color any longer. They're just red. I sort of wished she had like a different color for Cups and Swords. And the Cups here, they are all based on like the Arabian kind of energy. You can see Ace of Cups, someone raising one cup. 2 of Cups, this is very RWS. I love this card, very loving. There's a lot of hand imagery in the deck. 3 of Cups, I don't know how to take this because I don't have that friendly talking kind of energy that the 3 of Cups typically has. That one is embodied in the 3 of Wands here. The 4 of Cups, some sort of laziness, some sort of not wanting to face the day. 5 of Cups. Again, no spillage, so it's like I'm not sure what kind of energy this is. This gives me more of a 3 of Wands energy, where this person is looking at what they have accomplished that night, maybe. Someone looking out to, I don't know. This makes me think of Aladdin. And the kind of a mischievous kind of feeling. 6 of Cups, which is traditionally like nostalgia, but I would also now see that it's a similar kind of rose in the cup kind of energy, so maybe more of a giving and not expecting anything back, the kind of a good. 7 of Cups, 2 peacocks, 1 peacock and 1 peahen, and I really like this imagery. I love the 2 peacocks. I just don't know how it ties to, you know, the traditional 7 of Cups, so I really feel like this deck is its own animal. You have to read it yourself and how you want. I feel like the 7 of Cups here really relates to kind of that kind of white elephant feeling, and at the same time a white elephant is not a white elephant any longer when you find that perfect match. So there are 2 of them, you know. The kind of attraction energy is here as well. The 8 of Cups, very pleased with themselves, you know, entertaining. 9 of Cups, I don't really know how I will read this, because the 9 of Cups is traditionally the wish card, but I don't feel like that wish energy from this. More of an optionality kind of feeling. 10 of Cups. Again, this is another one I'm also not sure, but there are 2 snakes. So in the other card there were 2 peacocks. There should be a way to understand these cards better. The Page of Cups, the Dancer. The King of Cups. Gorgeous. Queen of Cups. This confused me a bit because it's red also and she's holding a long sword. So this Queen of Cups is not simply someone who has very strong emotional resilience, which I usually read the Queen of Cups as, but she's ready to also, you know, whip people into shape. The Warrior of Cups. Is this a magic carpet? I don't know. Okay, and then the swords are mermaid based. So the Ace of Swords, beautiful mermaid. So there's the kind of underwater kind of feeling that I kind of more associate to cups. Yeah, but it is what it is. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, being out of your own element, being separated from your environment, just because she's on land. The Three of Swords, meditating in the kind of space, clarity of mind, not the traditional heartbreak. I don't see that here. Rest. This is traditionally RWS, I feel it. Five of Swords. There's a bit of reflection here. You know, you could have been someone else. That kind of energy. I'm not sure if she's attacking someone. Yeah, because the Five of Swords, you know, is that kind of taking advantage of people. Six of Swords, not moving away. Instead, is a growth of something. You can see that she's very clearly pregnant. Seven of Swords. There's no stealing energy here. You can't even tell that she's a mermaid, so maybe that's where the deception comes from. I really don't know. Her eyes are closed, so it's that kind of not wanting to see the reality for what it is. The Eight of Swords, trapped. Again, on land. Unable to go back to the waters, even though it's right there. The Nine of Swords, you can see the mental anguish. And the Ten of Swords is that standard RWS imagery. Page of Swords, I really like this. A statue that everyone forgot about. King of Swords, I also really like this imagery. Someone outside of your environment coming in to, you know, take over whatever you have. The Queen of Swords, she's ready to defend her area from the King of Swords. So they are not really a couple in this suit, they are more of a conflict-driven kind of energy. The Warrior of Swords, I also like this imagery a lot. Okay, I hope this walkthrough was interesting for you, was helpful for you. I'm just going to do a quick deck interview. So I'm going to try to shuffle these cards. Let's see how they shuffle. Okay, don't shuffle too badly. I'm planning to also itch the sides, hopefully soon. I'm going to use a spread from Hermit's Mirror. I follow him on Instagram. He's a really good writer. And he's done a lot of challenges relating to astrology. Created many, so you can follow him there. Let's see, what major lesson are you here to help me learn? What major lesson are you here to help me learn? Okay, this is my major lesson. Through which divine energy do you communicate? Through which divine energy can we best communicate? Okay, this one. In what areas can you aid me to help others? In what areas could your guidance be easily misinterpreted? In which areas can your guidance be easily misinterpreted? This one. What can I do to keep our communication clear? What can I do to keep our communication clear? And then two more cards. How can I use your guidance for the highest good? How can I use your guidance for the highest good? How can I use your guidance for the highest good? And then the last one, how do I know when it's ready for a new lesson? How do I know when it's ready for a new lesson? This is it. Okay, let's start. What major lesson are you here to help me learn? Okay, learning how to okay, this is really interesting. The first thing I thought about is me and my inner beast, but everyone talks about your holy demon or your holy angel, right? So I feel like that's the lesson they're trying to get me to do, to reach that kind of potential, to be one with my holy guardian angel, which is something that the Spirit Keepers Tarot is trying to help me do. I guess this is more of a shadow version, more of a, you know, I'm not saying that the SKT can't do that shadow part, because that deck can be quite dark. I just feel like this one is more about that that witchy kind of feeling because of the nature of the deck. Okay, through which divine energy can we best communicate? The Ten of Wands. So it's that kind of prophecy, that kind of prophecy, intuition. Yeah, so it's more of an intuitive base. It's trying to tell me that, you know, I don't have to, this deck is not meant to be a study kind of deck where I try to remember the meanings. This deck is trying to tell me, you know, to really radiate that kind of intuitive energy, to be that black cat that, you know, controls luck in my life. So this black cat is that kind of, you know, you are in charge of your own destiny. You are that personification. This is the personification of intuition. You know, this looking around for signs. That's the kind of divine energy that this deck talks about. Looking through the imagery and seeing the signs. In what area can you help me to help others? The Ten of Pentacles. So even though this deck is trying to help me with talking with my higher self, trying to communicate through signs and intuitions. What intuitions? That's not a word. Intuition with me. When I'm doing it for other people, it feels like, you know, there's a kind of motherly, segmenty kind of energy, more of a tough love kind of energy here, and probably that's where the area that my guide these cards, this deck can help me with, that kind of motherly, kindly, but straight talking, tough talking kind of nature. In what area could your guidance be easily misunderstood? Okay, I think this relates to romance. This is not a deck for romance. But if we do want to talk about romance here, or if romance does come up, what can I do to keep our communication clear? Okay, so I guess that kind of objectivity needs to be here. I cannot just be easily swayed by my own emotions when I'm reading this deck. It has to be a higher kind of nature. So I feel like the story here is telling me I can't use this deck for romance for myself. I can do it for others because I have that kind of objectivity, looking from afar, trying to help someone else. And then we look at how can I use your guidance for the highest good? Oh, the Lover's card. You see, I just talked about emotions and relationships and romance, but here comes up with the Lovers, telling me that firstly, my first thought is that here, it's just trying to clarify with me that I'm not talking about romance here, and this is more just about emotions, maybe even anger, because here is all the male energy. So the kind of masculine emotions, the anger, the typical distractions and all that kind of emotions are the ones they are talking about here. And not only that, not only can I use their guidance for the highest good relating to the Lovers, but it's telling me to share that kind of love when I'm using this deck, to feel that sort of empathy and compassion to people I read for, and for myself when I do self-readings. You can see how tender this hand is. This could be this person's inner self. I feel like there could be some sort of mirror and you're just looking at each other. This is your other self in that other world where, you know, we're all dryads or something. Okay, how will I know when I'm ready for a new lesson? When we are ready for a new lesson, let's see how. Okay, I think I need to dig in more about segment and also about possibly Horus here to really understand this. But I think the Four of Pentacles is like the perfect image of someone who is not guilty for doing self-care. They don't feel guilty for being selfish. They know that they need to take care of themselves. So maybe that's when I will begin to move on and learn that new lesson, replacing that aim to connect myself with my higher self or my inner self. Okay, I hope this was interesting. I hope this first reading wasn't all over the place. This is my first reading with this deck, so do pardon me if I forget anything. Let me know if you see anything in these images. Let me know. We can discuss and see your other interpretations. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out, okay? You guys enjoy the rest of the day. You take care. Bye!